And we are live.
Live, coming to you live from
Live, live,
from
live, live,
from
live, live,
the.
live.
Let's see, where am I? Oh yeah, I'm in the lounge at the recording studio here, where I have all these cool DVDs to watch, but everyone streams these days, so this is kind of a collectible thing back here.
The first time I saw that, I was like, wow, amazing. Like all
Oh,
this, no wonder you have so much knowledge on it. You've watched every one of those probably 5 or 10 times, haven't you?
that's many of them, yeah, and I've watched everything that's up here. Yeah, everyone kind of like I do Zoom meetings from down here, like professional meetings. And when I do, I sit here and everyone thinks they're books.
Hmm.
They're not books. They're DVDs. I do have some like really old VHSs up top. I got a Jimmy Stewart collection that some of them are VHSs because I can't find them on the titles on DVD or Blu-ray yet. But
Hmm.
I do have a wall just like this upstairs that are books. So we have a pretty extensive library upstairs. I got to have a policy with Augie. If he wants a book, he gets a book, so long as I got money at the time. And so lots of reference books, lots of books by some of our colleagues. Actually, some of which is worth talking about here shortly. But
Yeah,
yeah. So how you doing, brother? It's
I'm
like
good.
only yesterday I saw you, but I guess it was like 4 days ago, right?
Yeah, I'm good. I left us in PA and I went to Rhode Island and I taught for Bob out there at the preserve. Did an 18
Oh,
hour
Bob
class.
Credente.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Bob's
Great,
a
great,
good man.
great
Good
dude.
crew. Great facility too.
Yeah, yeah, it was beautiful there. Took the wife and our kid, and we went out there and they relaxed, and I taught, and then drove back here at midnight last night, and I had a 7 a.m. PD shift today, and then they asked me, "Can you stay over?" And I'm like, so I did like over a 10-hour shift today, and then ran home here to hop on with Charlie, and then hop on with you.
So when you get out of the squad car, do you kind of pull up on your Sam Brown belt like Barney Fife?
I wrench it down so tight that like my head pops off
Oh,
sometimes, like a
you,
daisy.
you guys don't wear Sam Brown belts anymore. That's old school, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean mine's black, it's a black
Yeah.
belt, but I got a Velcro belt underneath it, and then I put
Oh,
keepers on over top. So
okay, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's Paul, our roommate from Vegas. What's up, Paul?
Hey, Paul, how you doing, buddy?
Seeing CNT Designs, Super Perps. Oh, Sup Perps. I thought
Uh,
Super Perps. We could be Super Perps too.
yeah, I'm cold today, man.
I am
Totally
too. I got the
cold.
pellet stove going. I'm trying to get warmed up here. So what do you got on the horizon? You just got back. You taught 3 days, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Great American Outdoor Show.
Yeah, and I was in and out of the booth at FOAC, Firearms Owners Against Crime. We had a booth there at the show all 9 days. So thankfully, we had plenty of volunteers that stepped up and were able to man that booth for us. Incidentally, anyone that wants to know, FOAC has been a sponsor of Meet the Pressers for a very long time, and any
Mhm.
Pennsylvania residents should check out Firearms Owners Against Crime. Institute for Legal, Legislative, and Educational Action. We are Pennsylvania's preeminent Second Amendment organization fighting for pro-gun, anti-crime. I've been doing it since 1999. We're pro-gun. The crime that we typically fight are elected officials that can't follow the Constitution. So we have lots of legal actions pending. But see, I was in the booth because I have my booth sales pitch going on right now.
Yeah, I see that, man. You got that down pat. So you were 26 when you started working for them, doing that. You said,
26?
man,
Oh, no. I
that,
don't want to claim that I was there at the beginning. No, no. Kim Stolfer, our previous president, Kim was on the show a couple
yep,
times.
yep.
He's since passed away, but he was the founder. There was a group of about, I believe, 6 or 8 guys that were really part of the founding. FOAC was actually the legislative committee for the Allegheny County Sportsman's League originally, and then they kind of split
Wow.
off. Yeah, so yeah, I did that, and we got all packed up and got home last night, and boy, was I beat. That's a long show,
Yeah, yeah, that
but
is a long show. We were just talking about being there the whole time next year, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to be there all 9 days. Maybe both Saturday and Sundays.
if there's a way that we
You
can
know,
pull that off, yep,
yeah,
yep,
I think we could do that. I could
yeah.
probably make that happen. Give a little break in the middle of the week because I mean, funny. I usually say that's the slow time, but some of those booths were booming. Like Wednesday, I think was really busy day.
Yeah.
It was either Wednesday or Thursday, one of those middle of the week days was like really busy. So
I was talking to one of the guys from Gideon. He said on one of the weekdays, I don't recall if it was Wednesday, but he thought that perhaps every old folks home in Pennsylvania sent a bus down. He said there were a lot of individuals that came in and that were, in walkers and stuff looking around. And
that's that. I mean, I wouldn't surprise them. I bring a
well,
bunch of New York crippled people. I mean, New York people down to get their pistol license on
I mean,
Monday.
what a great thing, what a great activity to do would be bring a bunch of like-minded folks down
Yeah,
there to enjoy the
absolutely.
Second Amendment and their sporting heritage.
Yep,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
I went around and actually,
Well, you do that real quick. Everybody that's out there listening or watching, we're going to start naming off the winners here soon. So stick with us. We're just trying to get a few more people to hang in there so that they don't have to go back and watch the video later to listen to who won. Go ahead, Clint.
yeah. Well, years ago when I was in the recording studio all the time, when I would record a band, that's called tracking. So we're
Mhm.
tracking the songs, right? Because you put everything on a single track.
Yeah.
So at that time, when I would record bands, I would wear a coonskin cap because I was the tracker. Damn it! So I had a old coonskin cap that was a fake one, and that's what I
Hmm.
wore back then. And I don't recall if I lost it or maybe Augie like poured milk on it or something when he was a little kid. But so
The
I
cat
went
teed on it.
looking, and no, that was another hat. So here I have my
That's awesome.
authentic Pennsylvania raccoon skin cap.
I want to make me one. Actually, I want to get a coon right here on my property, and I want to tan it, hide it, and I want to make my own coonskin hat.
Yeah, and then you could put like feathers on it from the chicken that it killed before you got him.
Yeah. What is that, like a turduncan? It's a what is that, a coon chicken? What do we call it instead of a turduncan? Right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, so I had a
Cool.
good time. I had three seminars go on. Day
Nice.
one, I had something like I think 18 people, I recall, or 15 or 18,
It's good.
uh, which is not
Those,
bad for Great American Outdoor. Day two, I
yeah.
had 30.
Hmm.
On Saturday, I had 30 people, and then the last day,
Nice.
I had 5 folks that stayed there, and actually the guy giving the seminar after me canceled, so they stayed there. We did question and answer for
Nice.
almost a little over 2 hours. So
Wow.
they got their money's worth. I gave them kind of some personalized service there, but it was a good time. The Great American, as I understand it, really hasn't done like defensive training at
Right.
all. Most of their seminars and stuff were like back at the arena area, and it would be like cooking meat or how to shoot a deer with
Yeah.
a
Outdoor
bow and
stuff.
arrow or turkey calling.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
this is the second year that I've done it, and the crowds are much different typically at annual meeting, which both of us will be presenting at annual meeting this year, right?
I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
We got some good guests lined up that we're going to be doing some interviews with. Actually, a couple people on here that I'm seeing pop on. We'll probably end up doing something with Clover Tack and get them on, and maybe they'll be kind enough to have us on their show too. We'll do a little back and forth interview with them. So let's see, throw up some of these. We got a lot of people popping on here. Always wanted a coyote hat, coyote coat. Nice. So I did a iguana and wild boar, Eurasian boar hunt in Florida a few years back, and I after that I was like, I want to do an alligator hunt, and I want to have somebody make me some alligator skin boots. That'd be cool.
that'd be cool.
It's another thing I want to have. So EJ, you made me think. All right.
Yeah,
No.
so I did break down and I bought some hardware before I left, and I don't have
Hmm.
it here to show because we can't show firearms on here, but I got an actual M16A2 upper. Well, I mean it's not an authentic one. I can't afford like an actual vintage one. But as you know, I've been building my U.S.
Yeah.
battle rifle collection,
Hmm.
and the M16A2, or I'm sorry, the A1 is one that I'm missing. So I got the upper. I'm going to put one of my trigger presser lowers on it, which won't be completely. It'll be 80% repro. How about that?
Yeah.
It's an 80% repro. But I hope to get that one finished up. I thought I had an extra bolt carrier group sitting in my box of parts, but I didn't. So I just ordered one. So it will be coming soon, and I'll be able to put that into my battle rifle collection. But I've got from Trapdoor Springfield all the way up to M4 carbine. So if anyone out there has an old beat up Comp M2 or a Comp M4 aim point that they want to get rid of, like maybe fell off the back of the armorer's truck or something, you brought back home in a duffel bag from Afghanistan,
Mm,
I'd like to put an old beat up one on there so I could make that M4 like correct.
that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I've got
cool.
Knights Armaments flip ups on the back, and it's all correct. It's a
Hmm.
14.5 barrel, but I had a 2-inch flash hider pinned and weld on it, so it doesn't have to be classified as an SBR. But yeah, I'd like to put an aim point on there. So if anyone knows of an old beat up one in a shoebox, just let us know.
So once you get your meet the pressers rifle or pistol, I built you. Pistol, rifle, pistol. What did I
Pistol.
build you? Pistol.
It's a pistol. Yep.
Yeah, I'm freaking. I'm drained. But once you get that, then I built a well, almost built, almost done with it. A comparison one, a duplicate one, if you will. So then when we do that, we'll both have to like
A companion.
a companion one. Yes,
Yeah, a
the
companion one.
little brother companion. I am toast today. I'm going to sleep good tonight. All right. So we got Paul said hi from Oregon, but not Portland. Thanks for distinguishing that, Paul. That's good to know.
Oregon. You know, I've
Oregon.
never been to Oregon. I've been
I,
to Northern
I,
California as far as Eureka, but I've never gone up into Oregon.
Eureka. I don't think I've been to Oregon either. I've been to Washington. I've been to California. Oh, here we go. California. Melina, student. She's a student of both of ours, right? And is she a student of
Yeah.
yours?
I think she's been in one of my classes. I know we have. I'm pretty sure we spent time together in a room somewhere.
Wait.
I mean, in an educational
Yeah,
context.
I was gonna say, whoa, that didn't come out right. Let's see. We got that's good. Coyote. EJ said he wants coyote hat. Paul says he wants a raccoon. Raccoon. You just said raccoon. So probably hat is what I'm assuming he's thinking. Hey, DJ. Bearskin rug. So our daughter Brianna, she wanted a bearskin rug. I went hunting, took her bear hunting back 10, 15, 20 years ago or something like that, maybe 15 years ago, to try to get a bear, but never got the bear. Damn, it was an elusive bear.
Hey, you want to know how to get a bear?
Oh, here we go. Okay, go ahead.
So you dig a hole.
Yep.
You put ashes in the hole.
Yep.
Then you put peas, peas around the hole.
Mm-hmm.
So when the bear comes up and takes a pee, you kick him in the ash hole.
I knew it.
My grandfather used to tell me that when I was a kid, and I just laughed and laughed.
That's funny. That's funny. Thanks for the tip, Paul, on the Bid Outdoors. I think that's like get Bid Outdoors. It's the company Bid Outdoors, I think. And okay, what do we got? Let's go through the rest of the comments, and we're doing good on numbers. So then we'll maybe get started on some of the giveaways. Clint, you want to talk about maybe when I bring up these comments, you want to talk about Mantis, the first one we're going to call off?
Yeah. So Mantis, makers of the X10 and a whole bunch of other products that are coming out, the Blackbeard and some new really, really exciting things on the horizon. Matter of fact, Matt, that video system, what's the name of that?
So they've got a virtual system. They've got a basically a training system where you can do your own videos and actually do like a video trainer. I mean, it's crazy. They got like 10 different new products coming out that they don't even have out yet. They were showing them off at SHOT Show.
Yeah, we did some video at SHOT Show. I don't believe we uploaded that in real time. We're going to be putting that out in a future episode. But
right.
I tell you, with the stuff that they have coming out, it's going to revolutionize the market. And one thing that Austin at Mantis has always done is innovate and listen to the customers and give them what they say they need. The X10 is one of the finest diagnostic tools, especially if you're alone and you don't have someone to work with, which is kind of what people do when they're dry firing by themselves in the basement. So it's kind of like taking a rail mounted instructor and placing it onto the gun that talks through your cell phone. Really, really fantastic product. So we've got them. Of course, they've been a sponsor of ours since the very, very beginning.
Yes, they have. And constant every year. Yeah, that's the device will go right on the rail. And now I had the original first one had screws, and you had to use a screwdriver to screw it on. Their first one it worked great from the get-go, and they just keep making it better and better and adding more things to it. You got holster draw analysis where you're actually drawing from the holster. It tells you if you're chicken winging it and stuff. USB charging. basically like a geometer, I guess, would be the thought process, that it
Oh,
records
gyroscope. Yeah,
gyroscope,
gyroscope. Mhm.
records the movements before, during, and after the shot, so it can get a little snapshot of what you've been doing before, during, and after
See,
using a
but the
rifle.
thing about it, that really helps is you'll get the diagnostics, and the program will tell you essentially what it likely is.
Hmm.
You're probably milking the trigger. You're probably, you're or milking the grips or slapping the trigger kind of stuff, which is for single shot kind of stuff, it's pretty accurate. I would
Yeah.
say I would agree with, as a coach myself, about 90% of what it gives. But
Yep.
then you start making self-correction and it gives you that damn score. So you do what seems like a beautiful trigger press and it's like 89 and you're like, "Oh man, I can do better than that." And then what happens is you get in competition with yourself, and before you know it, you spend an hour doing perfect, well, near perfect trigger presses,
Yep.
and that kind of stuff goes a long way to help someone be a better shooter. So if you really
Absolutely.
want to work skill sets in isolation, I think this is one of the finest products available. And one of you tonight are going to win one.
Say it ain't so, Clint. Go ahead and
Yeah.
let's begin.
Okay, so I have a random number generator here in my secure facility offsite away from Matt, just to make sure that we have quality control. So I typed in the numbers. We took all of the entries and put them in a spreadsheet, and they're numbered per line. So I added up all the numbers, put them in here as a top and bottom number, and I'm going to hit the generator. Are you ready, Matt?
I'm ready.
Okay, so now I'm going to send that to Matt.
I see it going. Ooh, that's a big number. All right, Mantis, and we are Donovan Phillips.
Donovan Phillips.
Donovan Phillips, you want a Mantis X10 valued at roughly $250. We will send your email off to Mantis to let them know, and they'll get that out to you within the next should be within the next 2 weeks, but usually they're shipping stuff within days because they're awesome.
Yeah, they are. They are really squared away. Now our next sponsor that we're gonna do the giveaway for is a Pennsylvania company, which
Mm-hmm.
I always love. Matt, you always seem to kind of sniff out the New York companies, and I kind of
That's
sniff
true.
out the Pennsylvania companies.
That's so true.
And Gideon Optics is a Pennsylvania
Mm,
company.
beautiful.
This is one of their Granite RMRs. Which one are we? Which one are they giving away? Do you know? Is it the Granite?
I'd have to look on the website. I'm not sure.
Okay, well, it's one of their RMRs. I have a couple of them. I just didn't bring the other ones out because they're mounted on some rifles and some pistols. But the Gideon Optics, he really has gone out of his way to really introduce a high quality, budget minded optic. Red dots. And so far they've been really holding up with the torture test, man. I received one about a year ago. He gave me one at Gunmakers match last year, and so I got to play around with it. And I'll be honest, I was kind of abusive to it. I just wanted to see like what it would do. And so far, with the exception of taking a hammer to it and being like a complete jerk, like just like putting it in the corner and letting it smack into the wall, and when I set it down on the ground, maybe be a little rough with it, and bat it around, leave it in the sun. I had one in a rifle where I just left the rifle on a mat in the sun for a while just to see what it would do, and so far I'm pretty impressed with it. I can say Jordan, the guy that owns the company, is really dedicated to offering quality products and great customer service. So
So
I'm impressed.
here is what it looks like.
Okay, so yeah, that's the Granite RMR.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that's pretty neat about this is this has a really wide window and it's kind of like a keystone shape. So when it comes up in your line of sight, it's actually a lot easier to pick up. Now, I saw that in the demo one that I saw at Great American, and then we saw very briefly at SHOT Show, but I haven't mounted this on a gun yet, so I can't say from personal experience of one of my guns, but just bringing it up, like it you seem to find the dot a little bit faster. For me, because I'm a full extension shooter, sometimes it's a little difficult to catch that because I might be looking under the dot.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas folks that stand up straight and do this kind of thing, they can just bring the thing up into their line of sight. But with that said, it seems to me that window is going to give a lot more visibility. So I'm excited to try it out. So a
Very
great
cool.
Pennsylvania company. And let's do the drawing on the Gideon. What do you say, Matt?
I like the sounds of it.
Okay, so I have the numbers in. I'm going to generate the number. Now, using our secured line, I am sending the number to Matthew, and the winner
Mm.
is.
And I am going down the list, and we have David Price.
David Price. The price is right. Come on down.
The price is really right because he didn't pay a thing for this.
That's right. Not a thing.
Not a thing. You like my voice change? And I like to say too that all these sponsors, these are companies that, like you said, Clint, they've been around for a while with us. Mantis has been there since the beginning, helping us out financially to be able to make this stuff go. So we can't thank them enough. There's tons of companies out there that that give product, and that's awesome, and we love those companies as well. But the ones that actually believe in us enough to actually help us do this and get the word out there. We're instructors. I'm preaching to the choir here, but we're instructors. We love traveling the country and teaching classes. We meet the pressers together to be able to basically just connect us with other instructors that we normally wouldn't meet or collaborate with, to bring those instructors and their thoughts and those interviews and thought-provoking interviews to our students and just anybody around the world. And it's been awesome, more than I could have even imagined.
Hey, so that's a good question, man. Part of the content that we create, obviously I believe, especially with the conversations we have with folks, but even as the show has grown and we've gotten, we have plenty of episodes with folks that aren't instructors. There's lawyers, politicians, just, everyday Americans that have done some amazing things in their life. What just off the top of your head, what are maybe 2 or 3 episodes that you like to reference or maybe send links to your students after classes as just additional information enrichment?
It's a great question. So I'll mention that, obviously Donald Trump Jr., because that's huge that we interviewed Donald Trump Jr. I think that's more of a selfish thing, even though the interview was good. We interviewed Cordova and Public Square, the CEOs of those two companies.
You did.
I know. Well, we did as a collective. Meet the press.
No, man.
You edited it.
I did, and if the schedule would have worked out, I would have been there. But
Absolutely.
The schedule changed a couple times, and I'm real glad, Matt, you had that opportunity. It made me proud to see you up there interviewing Don Trump Jr.
Let's see. I know the Thomas Yaxall episode that we did. I think it was season 2. I think it's got a lot of views on that episode. I use that as how Masada Ayub talks. Masada Ayub talks about the mental anguish, the mark of Cain, and the sleepless night, the night terrors you'll have if you get into a gunfight.
Well, the moral damage.
Absolutely.
The moral damage. Yeah.
And I talk about that episode because obviously, like, that was a very, I think that was an episode that we kind of shed a tear on because of the just how riveting it was.
I think we were all. It wasn't quite as bad as if I was watching Forrest Gump. Because when Mama dies on Forrest Gump, I'm inconsolable, right?
Oh gosh.
No, but that was a powerful episode. I absolutely share that one too. We talk about people in their defensive strategy. They need to plan for protecting themselves physically, hopefully by avoiding altogether. But we also need to understand they need to protect themselves legally and financially and morally or emotionally as well. And
absolutely.
And I think that interview with Thomas really illustrated that latter one because he said straight out, look, I never considered that. He figured, okay, I might have to get a lawyer. I might have to pay for a lawyer, which for his case, that wasn't the thing. His situation, he was clearly the hero coming to help that police officer. Yep. But to say how he just completely discounted that emotional and moral aftermath was really powerful stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's one. What about you? Which one stands out to you that you like?
Thomas Yaxall for sure. I often share the Masada Ayub episode. We did that one quite a while ago, but when people talk about doing modifications to guns and triggers and cosmetic things to their carry gun, he spoke at a pretty good length about how that had affected people negatively in courts. Yeah. Also, when he talked about hey, why have ammunition? And I like to use, why have the particular ammunition you carry, and some ideas on which ones might be better considered because of the data attached to it and the fact that a lot of agencies use it. But really, going back to what I didn't quite catch when we interviewed him, but then I caught it after we did the class with him a few years ago and we hosted him. He really does talk about, can you articulate? You have to be able
Mhm.
to explain why you're using the ammo you have a damn good reason, and probably a couple good reasons. Otherwise, someone might make a compelling argument that it was reckless or unreasonable that you were using that particular hardware or equipment.
I would say both of Tom Givens and Masad Ayub. There's um, a lot of Masad I use in my classes, especially my use of force class that I teach here for New York State residents, and now the 18-hour class that incorporates my use of force that Masad had. Just little parts of wisdom that I
Oh,
love
dude, the
putting in
class
there.
with Masad. I actually did another interview just a little bit ago, and it should air in the next day or two. But he asked me about what classes were life changing to me, and of course, the first time I worked with Pincus, I'm a disciple of his methodology. I really
Mhm.
believe in it, so that was a big thing. But equally, that class with Masad, it completely changed how I talk about the things we need to do as instructors.
Right.
As instructors, not that I didn't believe this before, but I just didn't quite maybe recognize that, hey, every syllable we utter in class needs to be defensible in court, because
Absolutely.
those students hear it and our education could potentially keep
Hmm.
them out of jail.
For sure.
It's not just about being proficient with a firearm. And I harp that a lot in my instructor classes. When I do instructor classes, defensive instructor
Hmm.
classes, I like to preface, hey, look, I want to help you guys be great defensive instructors that happen to teach firearms or
Mm.
happen to teach pepper spray or happen to teach,
Yeah.
sharp stick. So,
Sharp stick. You try to slide that in there, and yeah, sharp. That's that's good though. Well,
yeah,
it's like
so
the flashlight and the tactical pen. I'll
yeah,
whip that stuff out in classes, and people are like, "Whoa, what? It's a flashlight," until it's not.
yeah. Yeah, so two other ones I can think of while we're on this discussion that we'll draw another winner. Are we
Okay.
doing Otis next?
We are doing. Yes, I think
Otis.
it's Otis.
Okay.
Yes, Otis
Okay. So
next.
I got that all set up. So
Cool.
when I do my AR instructor classes or
Yep.
my AR, just my AR 15 centric home defense with an AR, defending yourself in your home and self in the home and family.
Hmm.
I like to send the episodes with Ian McCollum and with Ashley Levinsky, because there's a lot of AR. The first two episodes we did with them, there was a lot of Eugene Stoner, like
Yep.
AR nerdy stuff.
Hmm.
Like he talked a great deal. Ian did about his research, because that was when Ian was coming out with his "What Would Stoner Do" 2020.
Right.
And Ashley talked a lot about like the origins of the term assault weapon and
Yep.
how that's kind of a misnomer. But although now it's in legislation and in statutory law, so it is
Yeah.
a term. Although it was kind of
Yep.
hijacked from Hitler, actually.
Mm.
Yeah, Hitler
Yeah.
came up with the term Sturmgewehr, which loosely translates to assault weapon.
Yeah. The Ashley and Ian are definitely they're a wealth of knowledge. They're very very knowledgeable on things. So love
Yeah.
them. All right. What number you ready? You gonna send me do a
Okay.
Otis?
All right. Here we go from my secure bunker in an
Western
undisclosed lake.
PA. Oh wait, I said Western PA.
Oh, everyone knows I'm a Western PA.
I know, I'm just messing.
Or am I? I just
Aha.
sent you the number, Matt.
Okay, that is going to be Chuck. Oh my goodness, Ardizzoni. Chuck Ardizzoni. If I messed it up, Chuck, I apologize. But Chuck Ardizzoni, 907 area code.
Well,
Congratulations,
Chuck,
Chuck.
congratulations.
And this is what you're going to get right there. The Otis Elite Kit, cleaning
That's a
kit.
that's a bitchin' cleaning kit.
Isn't it?
Now, hopefully, Chuck likes to clean his guns. If not,
If not, he probably has a friend that likes that cleaning kit that would clean his gun for him.
oh, well, there you go. There you go. That I tell you what, the Otis products are fantastic. I really like their hearing protection.
Hmm.
These ear shields are fantastic.
Yep.
They're basically like an analog device. There's nothing electronic in it. But what I like about these are they don't get in the way of shoulders or stocks in cheek weld. And because they fit, I don't know if you can see this, because they fit over the ear hole as opposed to in the ear hole, these are exceptional working when you're working with children. So if you have any kids you're working with, like a youth rifle program or something, check these out and give them a try. They're fantastic, and of course, their electronic ones are, their muffs are really nice, really high quality. But they're
Yep.
cleaning products. That round patch, the way it weasels in there, and you pull it through with the cable or with the cable, it really does get all 360 of that bore.
Yeah, the
You know,
ripcord.
so here, Matt, how many times do you run a patch through your bore? How many times?
Well, it depends on how much I've shot it, but I would say probably a good, 3, 4, 5 times, depending on how much I've shot it, how dirty it is.
Well, here's my answer to that. I answer that with a question. How many times do you wipe your ass?
Many times as you need to.
That's right, and that's what you
There you
need to
go.
do when you're cleaning that bore out. If you're
Yep.
one of those guys that really wants to get it perfectly clean, but always when you run it and then you flip it another way because of course the rifling catches when you're using like the bow tie patches, you always miss some. So with those Otis patches, you thread them in there and it really does get 360. But even better are those snakes.
Yep.
Those pull thingies,
Ripcords.
rip cords. Yeah, the rip cords are fantastic. And they have
I've
that
been
little jaggy stuff in there to kind of help break stuff clear. Yeah.
Yep. I've been neglect on our comments here. I've been so focusing on putting a picture up. So let's go through those quick. RJ says we need to get a zebra skin. I guess I could talk to Donald Trump Jr. about going exotic hunting with him.
You could
And
probably get a zebra skin off Temu. It just wouldn't be real.
probably. Yeah, it would be real. It just wouldn't be a zebra. It'd be probably painted or something. And it's Mantis training program. They said, oh yes, the patch. You do have a patch program. That's why I should talk to them about their patches. Talk to Grant or Austin about or Elise about their patches and where they get the patches, because they buy a ton of patches, so they probably get some good pricings on them. Yeah, they do have a patch system where you can earn patches based on how good you shoot. It helps you suck less, but if you suck, then you don't get patches. Oh, really? I don't know what that was too. I once again behind on the comments, so sorry, gun websites. Donovan Phillips, congratulations. Yes. DJ Play Nice. Weird way to say my name, but I'm glad I won.
Oh sorry.
EJ, cool. Okay. Do you have to remove the optic?
Do you have to remove the optic?
To what? For what? See, that's what do we talk about at 9:26? Because it's Dave. Dave, post on here what you're asking about removing the optic. I'm lost. All right. Do you have to remove the optic to replace the battery?
Oh no, there is a big battery window on the side.
Nope.
Yeah, big battery window on the side. So no, you do not have to replace the or take it off to put the battery in.
Hey, congrats, David Price. Thanks, DJ. You're keeping that up. I like that. He's helping us out here. He's like our behind the scenes promoter here. Most memorable episode.
That's Thomas Yoxel. Yeah, that's Thomas Yoxel.
Yep, that's him. Yeah, and Dave probably remembers back in the day when I told that story in the class. I don't know if Dave took the class prior to season 2 or can't remember. And if people don't know, David Moultrip's the one that does the updates on our Facebook page, and he's one of our media guys that goes to the SHOT Show. He's been a valuable asset here. David Moultrip, right out of Syracuse in the area. Good guy.
And a hell of a great American.
Amen. 9mm is unreasonable. Boo! I love 9s.
Yeah, I love 9s too.
Since we have 10-round cap here in New York, yep, Dave, we might as well use 10 mil or 45, something that maxes out at a less rounds but provides more stopping power.
Well, it's all about getting to the last shot, I believe. Now, you talk to 5 or 6 different people, you're going to get different answers on this.
That's true. Each their own in some sense.
I believe I want to get to the shot that ends the attack as quickly as I can, and I can tell you this: I'll bet folding money on. The majority of people can shoot 9mm faster or get to that last round quicker with less sight disruption and better recoil management than those other calibers. So
and if you
that's really what it's more about. Now, when you have a 10-round state or a 7-round state, the way it used to be, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. So, your statement, David, is not. It's not. It's not a silly statement by any stretch, but it's one of those things you got to. When
Wait,
it
no.
comes to a concealed firearm, there is going to be some level of compromise somewhere. I
Right.
mean, the nice thing would be we wouldn't have to carry a gun to potentially defend ourselves against an attacker.
Right.
That would be the
For
nice
sure.
thing.
For sure.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
but
and I look at it with the 10 and the 45. It's a bigger round, but it's also going to be heavier. The gun's going to be bigger. It's going to be harder to conceal. It's going to be harder to find that ammo, and or it's going to be a lot more costly than like 9 would be, because 9's a more prevalent round. So I mean, there is benefits to the bigger size round, but then there's also that aspect of, is a 10 mil going to over penetrate more likely
well,
than a 9 mil?
the other thing is too with both of those, not as much with 45, but definitely with 10. But I would say both compared to 9, you have a much higher supply of cheap practice ammo, and you have a much wider selection of high quality defensive ammunition that
Yep.
is tried and trusted by law enforcement across the country,
Yeah.
where you can look up the data and you can lean on that data and say, well,
Hmm.
I use this because the state police uses it, and the state police uses it because of X, Y, Z,
Yeah.
R, W, Q, and therefore I think it's reasonable that I use it for the same reasons.
Yep.
And that's much more defensible in court, but also it's easier to find, it's easier to recycle. If you
Yep.
got that carry gun you're
Reload.
carrying on your body all every day of the week, sweating on it and getting in and out of the car in the cold, you really should cycle that ammo out once a season, is my opinion. Most of the national organizations say once a year, but truly, if you're sweating on that gun in the summertime,
Hmm.
it's in your best interest to switch that out. I'm sure Matt can attest. Most of the ammunition malfunctions that I have seen happen on my range were from carry ammo that people had cycled through and they were using it, wearing it a long time, and really good quality ammo, and you're getting squibs and hang fires. And I was like, "How long did you carry that ammo?" Like, "Yeah, about a year or so." Probably they didn't really know how long they were carrying it, but
Well,
that's something to
it,
consider.
in an article that I wrote, I think it was for guns.com, most common duty guns used by law enforcement. I wrote that like 5 or 6 years ago, a while ago. I interviewed like 150 officers all around the country, and 9 mil was the predominant round. And so a lot of agencies, self-defense, competition shooters, they're all military, law enforcement are all using 9 mil because it's come a long ways. And there's definitely a lot of technology in that bullet, what that bullet can
Yeah,
do.
well, and I personally like Spear Gold Dot, which is kind of an older design, but
Mhm.
uh, it really it really is used by, I want to say, the majority of law enforcement and military across the world. I mean, from a contract ammo standpoint, it's very, very prolific. So if it's good for those guys for the reasons they're using it, then it's
Clever
good for
tag.
me too. But
Funny.
keep in,
Clever tag
keep
so
in
funny.
mind, just like Given says, a pistol is just a remote hole punch. So, really,
Mhm.
to kind of satisfy the point I made earlier, ultimately those holes are there to make blood loss. And if we get enough blood loss to stop the bad people from doing the bad things they're doing as soon as we can, then
Amen.
that's less rounds I need to put in him to stop him. And it's
Amen.
also it's a sooner time that he stops hurting myself and my family.
That is so true. All right, what do we got next for a giveaway, Clint? We're at Tactical Life.
Tactical life.
Tactical Life. This is what it's going to look like, so you guys can look at it while Clint's pulling it up. That's the device, muzzle device that they are
Compensator.
giving away.
Yeah. Yeah. So, my rifle sometimes needs to compensate. So
I ain't touching.
somebody here today is going to be able to compensate. I tell you, the Tac Life guys, they really great guys. I stopped
Mhm.
back and talked to them. They're very sociable. They believe in their product. They believe in offering quality. Man,
Mhm.
they had some really, really kick-ass takedown ARs, folding takedown. I mean, very, very cool. But a great company. So here we go. We're gonna
All right.
send it. All right, Matt, and here is the winner.
Okay, got that, and that is going to be Brooke Saran.
Brooke
Brooke
Saran,
Saran.
like Saran wrap.
Surran.
Oh, that's
Brooke
not Saran
Saran.
wrap. Well, congratulations, Brooke. You can throw a compensator on your rifle. when you're on an indoor range taking an AR class and you're standing next to someone with a compensator, you'll wish they didn't have a compensator on the
Yeah,
rifle.
right. So we beat up on David, and David was actually responding to gun websites about 9mm is unreasonable.
Oh, okay. Well,
So that's good.
yeah. Well,
It was a good conversation.
yeah. Okay, cool. Well, hey, one other thing I wanted to say about Otis. These
Mm-hmm.
things are really cool. These rust
Mm-hmm.
bags.
Yeah.
So if you're like me and like to take firearms and hide them in different places throughout the house, those are great to put them in there, and they keep them from getting any moisture on them. So the rust prevention bags are pretty awesome,
For
especially if
sure.
you got a remodeling project and you want to get creative. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is next level training, the CERT pistol. Now I don't have the
Yeah.
CERT with me in front of me.
Just put it on the screen. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at
shot indicating resetting trigger. That's what CERT
that.
stands for. I've been
Look at
working with CERT for it's got to be 10 years I've been working with
that.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done a lot with them.
Yeah, a lot. They're great guys. I
Yep.
say this every time. I'm very appreciative of the support they've given me professionally throughout the years. But what a
Mm-hmm.
great training tool that was. Do you remember what it was like training people to shoot before the
Oh,
CERT pistol was around?
yeah.
It was
harder.
blue
It's harder.
guns or dry fire with nickels and dimes on the front
Yeah.
sight. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it, And
Yep.
what a great tool that gives you the before, during, and after as well, because that our flash sight memory is such that when we see that laser do these kind of movements,
Yep.
we can actually diagnose off of that. Really
I'll
great
say,
product.
if you get a horizontal line, a vertical line, or a Zorro line, you're doing something wrong.
Well, we're looking for dots, not dashes. That's what
Yeah,
Mike said.
exactly.
Yeah. So,
Exactly.
all right, let me go ahead and get this put into the number generator here. And this will be coming from Ferndale, Washington. Isn't that where their headquarters is? Ferndale?
It is. Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Is it was a fern, not farm, Ferndale.
Ferndale. Yep.
Yeah, I've not made it out to their facility yet, but I look forward to in the very near future. So here we go.
We drove out there to visit Bree when Bree lived in Washington, and I went out to dinner with them and got a tour of their facility. It's pretty cool there.
All right, and the winner is
Dun, da, da, da. Kyle Bard.
Kyle Bard. That's pretty
Kyle
nice. Pretty nice
Bard.
gift. Yeah,
Kyle
very nice.
Bard. You are the owner of a new CERT training pistol. Kyle Bard.
So Kyle, I did a number of years ago some videos for the NRA called the Pistol Marksman Simulator Program. So you can look those up on my website or on the NRA's website that talk about ways to diagnose when you're using the CERT pistols and some different things you can do with it. But what a great training tool, and you can get up in the morning uncalibrated before you have a cup of coffee, and you can shoot it light switch covers across the room and see how you do without getting warmed up. So it's a great training aid.
Or doorknobs or pictures of relatives
Yeah.
on the wall that you don't like.
Yeah. Well, the glass is reflective, but here's the thing: do not use it to make the cats go ape shit and run around.
Yeah, that's not safe. You shouldn't do that. That's not.
Well, it's we want to treat it with the same level of respect we would a real gun. That's right.
It's funny when I've shot it. Danny's like, "Can I use that to play with a cat?" I'm like, "No, no." My 9-year-old or 9-year-old. No, you can't. All right. So which one's next? We got
ESS eyewear.
This
I've
is
been
what
wearing,
she looks like.
Yeah, I've been wearing those for about a year and a half now.
How you liking them, Clint?
Oh, I love them. I kind of like the rosy colored ones because the world looks better through rosy colored lenses.
Glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
But I wear them all the time like sunglasses, and I got to say I haven't shot them with a shotgun, but I know they have at ESS. The last time we interviewed her, I guess last year at NRA annual meeting, she kind of talked a little bit about their quality standards, and they far exceed the military standard, which is pretty cool. But
right.
I can say they're comfortable. They got like this rubbery thing on the back where it goes behind the ear.
Yep.
They're comfortable, they're secure, and I like them a lot. So somebody here is going to get a pair. Okay, here we go. You ready, Matt?
I'm ready.
And the winner is.
Dun, da, da, da. The winner is Daryl Cook.
Daryl Cook. You
Daryl
could
Cook.
probably wear them when you're
Cook.
cooking too, especially if you're frying something. They would help protect your eyes.
Daryl, actually, I tased Daryl last Saturday.
Oh, did you? Oh, you know Daryl.
He's one of my
So,
students. Yeah, yeah.
okay, well that's
Actually, you
cool.
know him too. He took the Jeff Gonzalez class, and we hosted Jeff Gonzalez here at my place. Daryl was in
Oh
the
yeah,
class.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm
The,
sorry,
the
Daryl. I don't
accountant.
remember, but if I saw your face, I most certainly would remember. I'm bad with names. But regardless, when I see you next, you'll have these beautiful ESSs on, and I'll go like, "Do I know that guy?" And then you'll lift them up, like, "Oh,
Oh, there, Daryl Cook.
yeah."
Daryl Cook.
All
All
right.
right.
So, excess sights. Uh, I
Dun,
actually
dun, dun,
have a set of excess sights I
dun.
could show, but they're mounted to a gun.
Look at them beautiful
Very
things.
nice. I like the simplicity of the rear sight. It's
Hmm.
hefty. It's hefty duty. I like the serrations. You know, uh, big big green like glowy thing in the front to find out. Easier to pick up, and they mount very easily if you got the right tools. Great company. So let's go ahead and put the number in.
Sounds good. I like it. This is working out really good. I like this. I think we're going to have to do this again for the NRA Grid America, or the NRA's annual meeting coming up in April,
That's
everybody.
right.
So that'll be our next giveaway.
It's also a great American event, but it's the NRA annual meeting.
It is in Atlanta, Georgia, where we will both be. You send it to me?
Yes. Did you get it?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, I'm sending it again.
Oh, no, I got it.
Okay.
I don't think he's won, but he's always here and he's always doing stuff and he's always saying stuff. And he actually think he did he? Yeah. Oh, this guy right
Who
here.
is he? Who
He
is
said,
he?
"Congrats, EJ. Good job, buddy. You just won an
Oh,
excess sites."
there you go, EJ. Congratulations.
Don Miller's on.
Congratulations.
Don said hi. What's
Hey
up,
Don, how you
Donnie?
doing, buddy?
Good to see you, Don, or see your picture.
Yeah.
Don.
All right. So our next sponsor is a company that's been around for a couple years. They have a great retail site. You can buy just about anything you want on their site. I've certainly spent a lot of money on their site over the years, and they came out with a line of products, uh, much like one of our other giveaways. They make a really uh, high quality optic. They make lots of different optics, red dots, magnified optics, so LPVOs, and they have quite a different line, meaning from a very small budget line up to really high end stuff. And it's primary arms.
And this is the item. Look at that,
Yeah,
baby. Look
yeah,
at that.
that's a nice optic. Primary
That is
arms is
a nice.
another one that I put through the battle test. Matter of fact, one of their fixed power fixed 6 power scopes I have on one of my Project Appleseed rifles that I would do Project Appleseed with, and
Mm-hmm.
I would just let that rifle sit in the dirt and in the wind and in the sun all day long. And
Mm-hmm.
there were other uh, glass, even some good quality glass that would start to malfunction, like the glass inside would move, or I don't know if it's the adhesive inside would start to melt. But you leave a rifle in the sun for a long time, it can really give it hell. But the primary arm stuff held up very, very well. So I have to say it's a good product. So let me type in the number here. And here we go. And the winner, Matt, is thus. Primary Arms out of Texas too. They do all their quality control in Texas, so they get eyes on everything they send out.
Now, I don't think we've ever had this happen
Did someone win twice?
in a row.
No,
EJ.
get out.
EJ.
EJ.
Look at that crap. That's awesome, dude.
Well, I can tell you,
Congratulations.
our system is completely random. It is
Fair.
absolutely as fair and
Yep.
truthful as
Yep.
it can be. So
No,
congratulations.
we can't win. We're not in the list. Yep. So it's
Matt, you win any day you're around me or Charlie. You're the big winner.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Touche.
Yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, EJ.
So God said today, EJ, you're going to win some prizes.
If
So,
he wins a third time, though, people aren't going to believe it's the same
well,
face.
if he wins the third time, EJ, you need to go buy some damn lottery
That
tickets.
is valid. I'm going to send him
That's
some money to throw in an envelope. Go place this. Go put this on the numbers.
okay.
All right.
Our next and last one is from Active Self Protection.
Yep.
And this will be an Active Self Protection ASP Unlimited app subscription, correct, Matt?
It will be 1 year subscription. We've had both Neil and John. So John Correa and Neil Widener. We've had them both on the show. Neil's been a guest co-host on the show before. Great guys. Neil's a fellow beekeeper like me, so we always like getting into conversations about bees. They're putting out some really good stuff on their show. So definitely check out Active Self Protection. And we're on them.
Yeah, we're actually on the app. Meet the Press is on the Active Self Protection on ASP Unlimited app. John's been very gracious with his time. When Matt first started the podcast, Meet the Pressers, he was able to bend his ear and he gave us lots of pointers and lots of advice. But one of the things I'd say about Active Self Protection and the myriad of videos that he has available, obviously, John's commentary is of tremendous value. But one of the other benefits of that a lot of people don't take advantage of is go back and watch some of those videos and turn the sound off and just look at what people do when a gun goes off in a room.
Yep.
What does it look like when people stand next to a gun and it goes off? Become a student of human behavior. What does it look like when someone reaches for a pistol? What does it look like when they get surprised? I mean, there's a lot of value that can be had from just watching the videos without the commentary. And again, it's not because I think John's commentary is misleading at all, but he's going to say things to direct you what to look at. And there's a lot of value in seeing what's happening in the background. So maybe try that out.
And to that point too, Clint, I always say that our two most powerful senses are our hearing and our seeing. And if you hear something, what do we do after we hear it? We always turn to corroborate what we see. So if somebody only sees something, you're only getting part of the picture and you could misinterpret it. So watching those videos like you're alluding to without listening to it, and you see how people respond and how they act, and then play it again and then listen to it, you might actually be like, wow, I didn't know that happened. I didn't think that happened. Right. Different things. So you could get a different perspective from it for sure.
And then take those visuals. What does it look like when someone goes, whoa, or they run away or they fall down? And take those visuals and visualize those on the range when you're using paper targets. Use your imagination. Let that visualization be the stimulus to stop that string of fire, because we shoot until we recognize that attack has ceased, and then we need to stop firing after that. All right. Well, here we go. You ready, Matt?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And the winner is, I just sent it.
Got it. EJ. No, I'm kidding.
No. I was gonna say, but what is the Powerball in the state EJ lives in? Yeah.
Eduardo Reyes.
That name sounds familiar to me. Well,
Does it?
Congratulations, Eduardo.
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
We appreciate all you guys and gals. Please spread the word, help us grow what we're trying to do here and get knowledge out there, and obviously drive people to our classes. Shameless plug on that sense, but we love what we do. We hate that we have to do it. And we will be doing another giveaway coming up. Maybe have more than 9. This was $1,700 in giveaway items. I think it was $2,600 at SHOT Show that we gave away. And then the next one coming up at NRA annual meeting in April. Not sure what the dollar amount's going to be yet, but we have probably 3 or 4 more companies saying, hey, we want to be part of this. This is pretty cool that you came up with this. So we're hoping to maybe bump it up and add some more for that show. And maybe we'll break $3,000 in giveaways for that point. So,
yeah. Well, we want to thank all the sponsors that took part in this activity. And we want to thank all of our sponsors that help support the show. You forgot to call me. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, he was being funny.
Yeah, we want to thank all the sponsors and everyone and our Patreon members and all the subscribers that have helped to grow the show. So I will ask this of the folks listening. Do us a favor and go out this week and try to get 2 people to subscribe to our show on YouTube.
I like that.
Each person go out. I dare you. I double dog dare you.
I double triple dog dare you.
To get 2 people that you know to sign up for our podcast. We want to see if we can bump up those numbers, because if we do, we'll be able to get more people to come on board with these kind of giveaways,
Yep.
and you'll have more chances to win.
Yeah. And you guys all know how, you get suppressed in this industry. So we really appreciate it. If you believe in us and you like what we're doing and how we're trying to grow our brand and such, then yeah, please spread the word, let people know what we got going on so that way we can keep doing what we're doing.
Well, cool. Last thing before we sign off, National Train a Teacher Day, June 21st, 2025. So National Train a Teacher Day, June 21st, 2025. Check out the website, nationaltrainateacherday.com.
And then I guess I'll plug my some of my merch then too. Tyranny Soup, ATF, FBI, DOJ, pick it up, UnitedMerchCo.com.
Yeah. Yeah, check it out.
All right, brother. It's always fun being with you.
All right, get some sleep, brother.
Yeah. Have a good night.
All right, take care.
Out of here.
Bye.